Hey poultry farmers, so now we've started brooding our day-old chicks. As you see behind me, the brooder that we've been preparing for quite some time. This is the use for it. So today is day 2 and these chicks are doing very fine. But right now as I am speaking, most of them have eaten, have drunk, and they're sleeping. So most of the time when I come around here, I find them sleeping and some of them, maybe a little of them eating. So one thing that you have to notice about these chicks is that you have to understand their like body language, how they sit within the brooder, if they are comfortable with the heat that they're having. So as in right now, according to my temperature controller over there, it is showing me 32.7. That's the reason why you are seeing those lights turning on. So one thing that I've put in place in this brooder is that temperature controller, because this is usually helpful during night time. So if you have an opportunity, it is not only for the cage that you can use these gas brooders. Oh, sorry, not gas brooders. My mind is on the gas brooder because I was busy trying to prepare it today because I'm looking forward to get a gas cylinder. So it's one thing that is missing for us to start using it. But one thing that you have to know is that this temperature controller is helpful. I know there's some people who have experience with these infrared bulbs. They think like they don't work, but I can tell you it's not like you have to use them throughout like entirely. What you have to do is you just have to make sure you, as in for me, this idea is working nicely and perfectly. In front of me, there is there's charcoal and there's also a fire block which are just put in. It has not yet just burn up. That's the reason why you're seeing, that's the reason why the temperature is still 32.7. That's why those are still on, because I had to put it on 33 degrees Celsius. That's when those will turn off being day 2. But on day 1, I had to put them on 35.5 for these to turn off and then to turn on when it hits 33 degrees Celsius. But for now, I've put 31.5, that is for them to turn on, and then 33 degrees Celsius, they will eventually turn off. That's the way I've set up my temperature controller for the sake of these beds not to get too hot inside there. So as we are waiting for this to light up, the temperature controller has managed to turn on those. So what I was saying is during brooding, the most important part about these chickens is how you keep them warm, and they have to be warm throughout. So I'll just show you how they are doing right now as you will take a look at them, because the language that they will give you according to the way they are seated, you'll be able to tell to say these chicks are feeling cold, these chicks are not feeling cold, or these chicks are comfortable. So yesterday we had about 35 degrees Celsius, but that's when these chicks came in. They are not yet used to the environment. So I'm not only using that to confirm my temperatures, I have also two thermometers that I'm confirming. So I'm waiting for this to light up. I know when this lights up, the temperature will rise. But those are very vital. The main important part about those is to make sure even if heat runs out on your other alternatives, those will turn on, or if there is minimum heat from these, those will turn on. So for me, even those who are keeping chickens like in deep heat, not just in cages, I would advise you use that. In case you're using charcoal and you're using any other source of heat, put these for the sake of making sure that these chicks are having heat frequently all the time. So these are very essential and very important. I can guarantee you, if you put these, if if I want, I can go and sleep right now because I know this heat will come up, and in case it doesn't come up, my chickens will still be safe with these. Because some people think that these don't work, but they do work in case of emergencies. But I'm not saying you should use the only them alone. No, Those are just for emergency sake when heat comes off. So that's it. So let me just show you how these chickens are doing. You see how they are like everywhere. They are not just in one place. To show you that they are feeling warm. So let's look at the temperature first. So my temperature is here. That's 32.6. Okay, that's the temperature you need. So, but if you look at the chickens, I want you to see how the chickens are doing. See the chicks? Okay, let me try to go in from our entrance here so that you can see from here. So if we look at these, you see how these chicks are. You look here, these chicks are one, 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 one. If you look over there, chicks are just seated, and none of them is sitting under there because under there is really a bit hot than other surrounding. If you look there, even the other side, if you look over there, chicks are just all over because that's the way the chicks are supposed to be during brooding time. They don't have to cuddle at one place. So there are these have eaten, they've drunk, and if you see them, the other ones are drinking from there. But what is important is make sure you keep these chicks warm all the time. So let me show you the heat source. So you see this fire block has not yet lighted up. So as soon it is going to light up, that temperature that you are seeing here, it will rise. Okay, and in case you are thinking, what if it rises more? So there is no problem because this is during evening time, and during evening time, you know, temperatures tend to start going down. And let me tell you one thing that I've discovered. So look, you see, this is how a brooder is supposed to look. Perfect, nicely, without any problem with your chicks. Look at that one. Look at that body. Sleeping alone there. Somebody might think that chicken has died, but no. It's alive. So don't wake them up. I used to wake my chickens up when I find them like this sometime, but now I no longer like try to wake them up. So I have my pipeline. If you'll see here, the drinkers I'm using, of course. These I made them myself. I'm sure you saw the video. Easy to install these. You know, as a poultry farmer, one thing I've discovered is that I want you to see. So this is my tank, just a simple tank for brooding. You know, so there's a valve here. Water runs out there, but check here. For me, my temperature is very low because the secret that I'm using here is to make sure that this water remains cold. The fact that we are keep, you know, when you are using normal drinkers, we remove those drinkers like every 4 hours, every 3 hours when they are hot. But for this, it's not really easy for you to remove, put in, all such stuff. So what you do is instead of just hanging it here without doing anything, what you do is just get some maybe bottles, put water, put in the deep freezer, let them like get very frozen. Then whenever you feel like, oh, you need to replace, you put in, you just put it in, not opening it, just put it in. Then when it's done, just have maybe 2 or 3 of those bottles so that the moment you are removing the other one, of course you need to wait for some time for you to remove it, maybe 3 4 hours, just like that, in order for you to change it so that the chickens are having cold water. So if I check out here just to confirm, so the water is really at a good uh, temperature. Late, I can't say it's very hot, but normal temperature. So guys, that's how this brooder is. So this is really nice, and this is good for me because, you know, the first time here I'm doing brooding in the cages, like keeping chickens in cages. But this is a modern way of keeping chickens. So it's a way that I'm keeping my chickens in. Like, you have to just provide the heat from there. Then if the heat source goes up, of course, our heat is going to increase from here. But if you see here, it has just maintained that temperature. Okay. So this one is not really my heat source. So what I did was, like, the moment I was preparing heat for to put in there, I had to put it here. So I had to put some bigger stuff. Then I had to put there. put the charcoal there, and then put the charcoal block, like this fire block on top. Then that's why it's taking me some time. These take time to write up, but when they write up, they stay close to 6 hours. The one that I had to put the other day, I think it lasted more than 6 hours. I think it reached up to 10 hours, I think, if I'm not mistaken. So, guys, use this. But for me, the main source that I'll be using during nighttime is gas. But I'm just looking forward to get the gas cylinder. But I just wanted to let you know and see how our chickens are doing and how you can keep your chickens warm all time without you worrying like, oh, maybe the chickens, maybe the fire's gone out. You can use those, but not only those. But if you can, because they consume power, but if you can, just use them. So guys, I just wanted to show you how our chickens are doing and how we are brooding these chicks on day two. So that's it. Day one, we lost one chick. I think day two today, we have not recorded any mortalities. As you can see, these chicks are doing okay. So guys, I think that's it for today. I'll see you, I think, on the other video, as we are going to keep on recording and showing you how these chickens are doing. Look how handsome. I don't know if it's handsome or maybe beautiful how this is, but they look beautiful. Okay, because you see. So guys, I'll see you on the other video. That's a bye bye from these chicks.